Hello, good afternoon, good morning from wherever you're joining. Thank you very much for joining our LinkedIn Live event today, where we're going to find out all there is to know about OEKO-TEX Organic Cotton. My name is Linda Wigelin, and I'm the Group Market Development Manager of textiles, one of the 17 institutes that forms the OEKO-TEX Association. And I'm here today, I'm very pleased to be here today with Mary Rose Egloff, our Product Manager for Standard 100, our oldest and most established certification, EcoPassport, our certification for textile chemicals, and now most recently for OEKO-TEX Organic Cotton. Hi, Mary Rose.
Hi, Linda. Hi, everyone. Also, greetings from my side. I'm very happy to be doing this with you, Linda, today to give our audience the first insights to the OEKO-TEX Organic Cotton certification system that will be launched soon.
Yes. So soon is it 1st of April? Yes. So it's a day after tomorrow. So it's basically just around the corner. Mm-hmm. So that's why we want to really delve into the topic today to understand more why, how, what is our OEKO-TEX Organic Cotton, and we want to do that in a nice flowy discussion, and we are happy to answer your questions here live in the chat, or if you have any questions that pop up afterwards, of course, do reach out to us. So I would say, Mary Rose, shall we delve into the topic? Let's delve in. So my question first would be, there are already so many different certifications focusing on organic and also specifically on organic cotton. So why did OEKO-TEX think there should be another one? Why did we create the OEKO-TEX Organic Cotton certification?
Yes, so OEKO-TEX has been testing and certifying organic cotton since the launch of OEKO-TEX Standard 100 over 30 years ago. So as the use of organic cotton in fashion and textiles increased over time, the requirements to mention organic cotton in an OEKO-TEX Standard 100 certificate scope grew accordingly. The response to that was the development of a comprehensive and independent testing and certification system for textile products made of organic cotton throughout the whole production chain. So OEKO-TEX Organic Cotton is born. It is a globally standardized system that can identify and eliminate the source of problematic substances at every production stage along the textile supply chain. So OEKO-TEX is also known for the claim to allow everyone to make responsible decisions and protect natural resources. So organic cotton offers companies along the supply chain targeted support in the implementation of their product safety based on a scientifically proven criteria catalog and neutral lab tests. Also, end consumers, on the other hand, receive a reliable product label. These guarantees safer products made of organic cotton that have been tested in accordance with the organic cotton criteria catalog.
Okay, so if I would summarize that in a nutshell, let me try, if I grasp that correctly. So it's a globally standardized certification system as are our other certification systems, and it's a traceable, it's based on traceability. So we don't only test the thing we have in the lab, but also it's focusing on how the supply chain is built up, and a rigorous criteria catalog in a neutral laboratory test. I think that's one of the aspects that I thought were really the ones that make it unique.
Yes, it's a good summary. Thank you.
Try my best there. So if we move on, how would we define, what would be the description you would give if you would have to put it in a few words, what OEKO-TEX Organic Cotton is?
So yes, the OEKO-TEX Organic certification offers traceability from farm to product. Fashion and textile products bearing this label have been manufactured without the use of GMOs and tested for pesticides and other harmful substances. This greatly supports sustainability, soil health, and regenerative farming, as well as biodiversity that comes with such.
Okay, so we have again here the chain of custody, the testing criteria that are rigorous, and then it's a comprehensive certification system. I think that's at the core of that. And if we go on and say, okay, we've got so many further certification systems already in our product portfolio, how does organic cotton fit into our modular certification system that we already have?
Very good question. So OEKO-TEX Organic Cotton allows us to create a system which focuses on raw material inputs and establishes a chain of custody structure. If, for example, OEKO-TEX Eco-Passport certified chemicals are used, the test intensity and therefore the costs can be reduced. In addition, organic cotton, like any other product certification system of OEKO-TEX, it creates the basis for making green by certifying the relevant facilities according to STEP, where also sustainability and social criteria are covered. This enables supply chain transparency for end consumers.
Great. So we both can verify it on the input side, where we already have, of course, Eco-Passport for the textile chemicals. We look at the process, and then at the output, we can again say, okay, this can be labeled with organic cotton because we have certified the whole supply chain and verified it also in accordance with our standards, thanks to the transaction certificates. Sorry, we'll get to that later. But yeah. So how do you think that OEKO-TEX Organic Cotton differs or distinguish itself from other certifications that are already out there?
This is thanks to our organizational structure of our association, so OEKO-TEX Association, of all our testing institutes, where we share a centralized database for transactions. This centralized IT approach contributes to trust and prevents fraud. OEKO-TEX Organic Cotton certified products are also tested for harmful substances. So the full scope of the OEKO-TEX Standard 100 with additional pesticides, which can be found in the Standard 100 criteria catalog, is covered. Additionally, the modular system of OEKO-TEX offers multiple synergies for manufacturers and brands. For example, using Eco-Passport certified chemicals can reduce the test intensity for an organic cotton certification. An OEKO-TEX Organic Cotton certificate can be used by a brand to obtain Made in Green product label, which enables full supply chain transparency for end consumers via the QR code, which is we are all familiar with, and which guides consumers to the OEKO-TEX label check.
Yeah. Great. I'll summarize it again because we got the same question from one of the participants. Thank you very much for asking those questions in the chat. We are happy to go into them. So it was also, how does it significantly differentiate or compare to GOTS? I wouldn't now specifically go towards GOTS, but as we say, what distinguishes OEKO-TEX Organic Cotton from other certification is that it fits in perfectly into the modular system, as you say. We can also say that due to the modular system we have at OEKO-TEX, if you already have chemicals that are pre-certified with Eco-Passport, you can build on that. You can also build on whether certain aspects have already been tested with Standard 100, and then the social, environmental aspect in the process of how it's being produced, we cover that with steps. So I think it's a nice all-rounded certification package, depending on how you want to build it.
If I also may add, Linda,
yes,
we are totally independent on third parties. So we have this exclusivity within the OEKO-TEX Association, where the member institutes are the ones issuing the certificates and also tracing the transactions. So issuing the transaction certificates, going on sites for the audits, and managing the central database. So it's all within the OEKO-TEX Association, OEKO-TEX database. So it is less prone to fraud, or it prevents fraud, I would say.
Yeah, true. that's another important aspect. And I think what we also got in as a question, I mean, we will go into that afterwards when we focus on the chain of custody aspect. And let's move on to the aspect of greenwashing. I think there, you already mentioned that to when you were talking about an independent third-party certification. How do we prevent fraud and greenwashing?
Yes, so the OEKO-TEX organic cotton certification starts at farm level, where the cotton is certified as organic according to one of the IFOAM family of standards. So IFOAM stands for International Federation of Organic Agriculture Movements. The organic cotton is then tracked throughout the supply chain by a chain of custody mechanism down to the ready-made textile article. Additionally, by testing for GMO and pesticides, which are widely used in conventional agriculture, we ensure that the cotton farming from the farm is organic. And moreover, very important, we could do control tests. We perform them of the certificates on an annual basis. So during control tests, the certified products are taken from the market and controlled through lab tests.
Great. Okay, so we already have, we already base our certification on a well-established family of standards, the IFOAM standard, as other certifications, of course, also do. And if we move on, and when I ask myself, okay, it would be now great to have a garment that's certified and labeled with organic cotton. When could I expect it to be available in store?
Yes, this is a very good question. So here you see a very good illustration of how the certification of the whole supply chain works. So for OEKO-TEX organic cotton, each member of the supply chain needs to be certified, and the materials need to be tracked with transaction certificates along the way. This makes it a time-consuming process, and the institutes work closely with now pilot customers on getting the first OEKO-TEX organic cotton garments on the market. So I can also tell you that the first ginning facilities have already been certified. So there we already have success stories. It is possible. Now we are doing the pilot projects where we are certifying the ready-made articles.
Okay, so we'll need some time, of course, but it's promising to hear that first ginning facilities are already certified. So when we look at this nice visual here, the importance, of course, of having the ginning certified, that will help us then more downstream to actually get the garments certified and labeled in store.
Exactly. It's also here good to emphasize that OEKO-TEX OEKO-TEX entry into the supply chain is at the ginning facility. Because at the farm level, we are acknowledging or accepting IFOAM certified farms.
Great. And then we had another question of a participant on whether we are already, we meet the requirement or qualified for the green button. We want to be recognized as the same as we are with Made in Green, and we are currently in the discussion and working on being approved there as well. But as it's so new and recent, this is still part of the process, I would call it. When we talk about the labels, so when we have the garments that we want to have labeled in stores, what does a label look like? Do we have different options there?
See here, you also see a very good summary of the kind of labels that will exist. So OEKO-TEX will launch the following label. So for organic cotton, this would be for articles made of 100% organic cotton, for example, t-shirt. Organic cotton blended would be for articles made of at least 70% organic cotton. For example, you have t-shirt made of 70% organic cotton, 20% viscose, and 10% polyesters. Here it is important to note that mixtures of conventional and organic cotton are not allowed. And for those articles that have would have less than 70% organic cotton content, the applicant has still the possibility to certify those articles according to the current and existing Standard 100 certificate. It's also good to mention that the organic cotton certification is an option for those existing customers. So they are not forced to switch from Standard 100 certification to organic cotton certification.
Okay, so I would say in that case you have different options. It depends on what you want to what the branding should be, but also what the focus is of the certification there. Do you want to ensure that the supply chain is really built up for organic cotton, or is it just the garment that we have in the store that we test that one meets the requirements, and then you can also say maybe Standard 100 is the right certificate for you?
Exactly.
So I think we already focused there on the difference between organic blended and Standard 100 GMO. That was really good. So if I now want to get certified, so now I know what it entails, how it's set up. How can I get certified?
Yes, so this is a step-by-step process. So we first, of course, need the application, application. So next to the verification of all documents through the responsible architects testing institutes and lab tests of samples, on-site visits are carried out prior to the issuance of the certificate. And this on-site visit must be repeated every year with the focus on traceability, like mass balance, segregation of cottons, transactions, and so on, also to prevent fraud. If you're interested regarding lead time, so it would take 3 to 4 weeks for testing to be finished. But since, if you can recall with the illustration before, all members of supply chain need to be certified. So the more we don't need to repeat any tests if you are further down the supply chain. So that means we can issue the certificate after 5 working days, provided, of course, that the spot visit has been conducted already for that facility.
Great. So I think we are already on a head start now that we have some ginning facilities certified, and I think that's the biggest work to afterwards speed up the process in the certification more downstream the supply chain. If I understand correctly.
Exactly.
Great. And what exactly is tested? Maybe let's go into more detail there.
Yes, so for those who are familiar with the Standard 100 test criteria, so the full testing program of the OEKO-TEX Standard 100 is carried out to ensure product safety. In addition, tests for GMOs and pesticides are carried out to reinforce what already has been verified with the iPhone family of organic farming standards. So OEKO-TEX has developed a new quantitative GMO test which allows to differentiate contamination from mixing in conventional cotton on purpose. In case of a failed qualitative GMO test, the quantitative GMO test allows us to check if the failure was due to contamination or not. So if somebody would ask the number of substances that we're testing, so we think there are over 1,200 substances being tested, with all potentially harmful to health, biologically active, flame retardant substances, and so on. And it's really a lot of substances that they are being tested.
Great, 1,200. Imagine. I mean, that's a really rigorous testing, and it's also good to hear that we already have some experience in GMO testing. So I feel there is another key selling point or benefit of the organic cotton certification, that we build on our expertise, but also that the consumer can rely on independent testing and certification body doing so.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we have the testing, and then we have the transaction certificates, right?
Yes.
How do we secure the transaction process?
Yes, so the facility shipping goods, the shipped goods to its customer must apply for a transaction certificate with its OEKO-TEX testing laboratory, together with a filled-out transaction certificate, which you see here on your screen. Documents for proving the transaction, such as all organic cotton certificates, relevant invoices, and delivery slips, must be submitted. OEKO-TEX maintains a secure database with all transactions to prevent fraud. So this transaction certificate will be applied by the seller, it will be issued by the institute, and the traceability and mass balance will be then kept in our internal database.
Great. And how will we verify these transaction certificates?
So valid transaction certificates need to be accompanied by all organic cotton certificates listed in the transaction certificate, as well as relevant invoices and delivery slips. The responsible testing institutes, so the OEKO-TEX Testing Institute, uses the OEKO-TEX Central Secure Database, where the flow of goods is controlled and checked via mass balance. If the check was successful and the data is verified, the transaction certificate is signed. Each change of ownership of organic cotton requires a transaction certificate.
Okay, that again, so we have both the rigorous testing and the transaction certificates, which again are verified. So I feel very, it feels like a very secure or a peace of mind we're giving the end consumer.
So it gives you a sense of traceability and also transparency.
Yeah. And a good level of trust there. So the last question would be, well, how or where can I apply?
So everyone is welcome to fill out the contact form, which we can find on our website. So you will be first in line once we start with the certification process, or get in touch with our branch offices. You will find them on our website. We are represented in almost all, also many countries. So please visit our website and get in touch with us.
Great. And I see we also posted them in the chat. So you both have the link of the contact form when you can get in touch with us, as well as a link to our organic cotton subsite on our website. So find out more there. And also if we, on the next page, we have our contact details. If you have any questions, you can get in contact with us directly, of course. And then we'll be happy to go into detail on your specific questions anytime.
Yes.
And now let's see if there are any questions in the chat. We already answered a few along the line when we were in the webinar, and we could address them specifically on the topic there. There was one last one that came in. Do all OEKO-TEX institutes have the capacity for GMO testing?
Yes, I would say yes, because all of the OEKO-TEX testing institutes are capable of also issuing a certificate. So the testing for GMO is part of the certification process. So they are capable or have the capacity to perform the test. And also this method is developed by OEKO-TEX, so also the method is shared with all the OEKO-TEX member institutes, so it is possible.
Great. And maybe on that point, also with the round-robin tests we conduct within the OEKO-TEX Association among the 17 institutes, there we ensure also the high level of testing, that it's always at the quality level is always kept high across all institutes, right?
Yes, exactly.
So there's one last one coming in. True, within the validity, will it be an annual certification, and how long is the validity of the scope certificate? Maybe that's meant the transaction certificate, I believe.
Both. So we have the certificate for the products, certified products. So that will be valid for 1 year and can be renewed every year. So the on-site visit is valid for 3 years, but we conduct a spot visit every year, focusing on the traceability, mass balance, and so on. The transaction certificate does not have any validity date. So because we are really looking into the balances, what's coming in and what's coming out, so it is not really restricted within any time period.
Great. So we have an annual certificate, we have validities of that one is 1 year. Transaction certificate has no time frame, no clear end date, because we have to see also how that that develops.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we could answer that question there. And of course, as with the other standards, I would say we standard 100 especially, which is also the validity is also 1 year. We update the standard on a yearly basis based on the international regulations and requirements that constantly evolve. Mm-hmm. So I think the same would go for now where we have OEKO-TEX organic cotton.
Exactly. So this is done for every product that OEKO-TEX has. So every year it is updated, as you said, yeah.
Good. Thank you very much for the great engagement of the participants. Mm-hmm. And thank you very much for all who joined today live. Mm-hmm. This, of course, is also recorded, and anytime you want to watch back, you have the opportunity to do so, and you have our contact details here, so do reach out to us or get in touch via our contact form, or if you're already in touch with one of our branch office, please do not hesitate to get in touch with them to ask your specific questions there as well. And I would say with that, we bring it to a close.
Yes, so also thank you for my side. It was nice also doing this again. So we are happy to receive any questions that you may have. Please contact us whenever you're interested. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone, and have a nice evening, morning or afternoon, wherever you have been joining from.